again to Smelly Foot Farm. I ended the last video about 10 seconds ago. The gator got me over here pretty quickly. As you can see, we've got a goat in the window. He's ready to come out. Holly's in the other window. You can't really see her. I wanted to show you that the peppers are starting to flower. All of this back here, these are all peppers. I have a strawberry patch going underneath the trees by the quail, but it doesn't get enough sun, so I'm going to move those back here, right there, in between the goat houses. I'm going to go ahead and grab the waters. As you see my arm. Just the view you wanted Monday morning. And the duck food. Like any traditional woman, especially one that's a mother, we try very hard to get everything in one trip. I'm no exception. So I've got a big jug of water, a regular gallon jug of water, duck food, and the milking bucket. As soon as I let the adult ducks out, I'll show you the rest of the garden. They get kind of testy with me if I don't get to them quickly. That water's for the goats. It was not supposed to tip over, but you know. It's for the ducks. For the ducks. And I'll bring this in here for the other goats. And I will turn myself the other direction. All right, there you go. Fly away. I'll come back to the other ones in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get hay, which is a job that I absolutely hate because it gets in my boots. And I hate when things are in my boots. Got the bees back there. He's got some flowers planted. We've got blueberries. Only 2 plants are producing. It's really upsetting. What are you doing, Major? Called him out and he went away. Alright. So we've got alfalfa, orchard grass, straw, diatomaceous earth and lime, which it looks like we need to re-up on. So I'm just going to grab, well, looks like I need to open a new one. So let me get back in here. And that's the wrong direction. What is it they say, taking a stab in the dark? That's kind of what I do. Because this bale is going the opposite direction. So I think instead I will just struggle like an MF and try to pull it out of the center. I may give up. I think I'll give up. It hurts my fingers. So instead, I'll just pull this guy up. Ooh. Cut the twine. Put my knife back. Never leave home without it. And grab a couple sections. Knowing that this is going to fall in my boot. There's already some in my boot. Okay. That's so uncomfortable. Hay in my boot. We've got 3 peach trees. I've got one up there. I won't be pointing accurately now because the screensaver took over. My baby ducks are not happy. Okay. So, quick garden tour. These are the cold weathers. My granddaughter accidentally stepped on this head of lettuce yesterday. So I'll put this up here and give it to Cutie Pie later. She likes the green stuff. So you'll see the peas, they didn't do so well. I can't get in there to weed, so we're gonna have to move those. The onions, man, they took over. We do have one nice looking pea plant. So we'll try again next year. My spinach has started to flower, so that'll get pulled and given to the rabbits. The broccoli, these were planted later, so they're a little farther behind. Kind of unintentional succession planting. I like to go through and pull the yellow flowers off so it gives the rest of the plant a chance to actually not be bitter. However, there's a lot of yellow flowers, so that is a job I will come back and do a little later. Right here, you've got cauliflower. You got 2 cabbage plants. Yes, I know, I'm picking the flowers as I go, and I said I wouldn't. You got weeds. We got lavender, strawberries. That one is empty, and so is that one. I'll probably plant rhubarb or Swiss chard. We got strawberries and mint. And more flowers. It drives me nuts. My granddaughter helped me do this weekend. She's 3, and there were only a couple times that I had to say, only pull the yellow flowers. She did pretty good. Alright, I'll leave it now. I'll come back. So more cauliflowers. There's some rosemary. More strawberries, more mint. And then we have cabbage. The head's starting to form on that one. It's beautiful, beautiful thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's still beautiful. Lettuce, we're going to start having lettuce every flippin' day, I'm telling you. And the igloos are forming really nice heads on them. With the igloos, it's best if you cut them at the base and use the whole plant. But with the romaine, it's best to snap the leaves off so it continues to grow. The igloo will grow back as long as you cut it like an inch above the base. But romaine, you just snap the bottom leaves upward, and it'll continue to grow. From what I read. Alright, I gotta put my glove back on, because I never know what kind of mess I'm gonna find in here. Grab the duck food and the water. The chickens, you can see, are out enjoying the scratch. The ducks, they're foraging. They haven't even messed with their food. Huey, man, you don't need to follow me. You can see we have a window here so we can see into the brooder stall and get some ventilation through here. Oh, it's a muddy mess. Muddy, mucky mess. Another job added to the list. Never a dull moment on the farm. Hi, kids. It's about time to let them out to play with the big ducks. like I've got one egg. Ouch. Alright, that's the first time I hit my head today. That's a record. Man. Alright, although I shouldn't, I was gonna put the egg in my pocket. I changed my mind. I'll be right back, duckies. I forgot your water. I changed my routine, and sometimes it takes me a minute to get used to it. So I gave them the ice cream bucket instead of the Cool Whip container for the food. And what I like to do is go ahead and get their water out here. Doesn't really matter, they still make a flippin' mess. That's what ducks do, at least pecans. I know pecans, I don't know other ducks. Go ahead and pour their water in. Throw my bucket in front of the gate so I remember to take it. And try to get this lid on. I've had a little more success, but I'll say that and then stop having success getting the lids on. Which is the base, but you know, at that angle it's the lid. Alright kids, I'm coming. I'm coming. So the reason it is messy in this corner is because that's where their water is. I'll just need to come in here with a flathead shovel. I don't know what you call that. It's a flathead. It's a flat edge shovel. Scrape it up. Now you would think they would try to escape, but so far they haven't. Because they just wanted the food. And if they would stay out of the bowl, it wouldn't tip over. You rotten ducks. Okay, so I step out of here very carefully in an effort to not hit my head again. And the door gets shut. Once they are out playing with everybody else, the door won't be closed anymore, and everybody will just be able to access the house all the time. After the rain, they must be, you know, finding some good stuff in there. I'm not over here to mess with you. Huey, I'm not here to mess with you either. I'll bring all my stuff in here with me. My nose always starts to run by the time I get back here. Put my bucket on top of the house. Gotta grab a thing of food, which looks like we'll need in the next couple days. And Monday mornings is ammonium chloride day. It helps the boys keep their bladder clear. Oh, I need to get some straw. Not straw, hay. Major is a big hay eater. So, he gets a section of hay every day. Pick that up. I'm coming. You hear them? You big whiny goats. You whiny kids. I don't know if you can hear the gunshot in the distance. We live next to a military installation, and it is super cool to hear the gunfire and all the other things they do. Hi guys. Watch yourself. You know, if you wouldn't spread all your food on the ground, all your hay, you'd have some hay. Serious. Watch out, Major. Gee. So we got this used shed not that long ago from my father-in-law, and Dallas turned it into a secondary goat house because we realized not long after getting goats that sometimes they got to be separated. We had a separation pen. We had a kidding pen first, and of course that was for kidding, but we used it for separating sometimes. They've got water. And then we built this separation pen to keep nannies and their babies away from everybody, but give them more room than the kidding pen. And now starting the breeding program, we really needed to separate because we don't want does and doelings exposed to an intact buck. We do have an apron for him so they can be together, but we really want to get this breeding program off the ground. So that would be nice. So we keep him apronless for the time, and we have to keep Holly away from her mother, because even at her age, which I believe is 7 months old, 7 months old, she still nurses on her mother, and it doesn't matter what I do, I can't keep her off the boob. So it's another reason for separating. The ammonium chloride is even more important for the general because he's weathered, which means he's castrated. Urinary health. It's very important. So what I'm going to do is let Dixie out. Not sure how she ended up being trained to do that, but she's always the first out anyway, so I guess it made it a little easier. Give her a little food in there. Shut the lid, and she jumps up here. Now I am a big advocate for the Udderly EZ Goat Milker. They have a cow milker. I believe they have some other milkers. They even have different styles, but we get the hand milker. I gotta tell you, it's a real game changer. It's faster, it's cleaner. So I'm just cleaning her off. I really should have taken my gloves off. So I lift her leg. They're short, and Dixie was really feisty when we started this process. So we tried hobbles. Hobbles didn't work. So I just started lifting her leg. She was a kicker. It took her quite a while to even get us this far. Having the slow feeder for the grain, it's helped tremendously. Now Dixie doesn't give us much milk anymore. So we are trying to get her pregnant. The thing is, we're still going to be unsure. We tried to, make it to where we would know probable due dates, but we're never sure when the job is actually done. So we have no idea. If anybody has any helpful advice on that, that'd be great. Hold on, Dixie. Are you eating too fast? Sometimes when she gets there's plenty in there, gets a little rascally, I'll give her some extra food. It could be because of Monday morning, and it just seems like, even though it shouldn't matter to livestock, they seem to know. I mean, the chickens, the roosters are all up in arms today, and looks like it's about the same for Dixie. Now, I was having some suction issues with my milker, and it turns out, once upon a time, when we started milking Amy Lou, it was very frothy and it went up into the chamber. I didn't think anything about it, so I was watching some videos about you actually clean the milker itself by putting it in some hot soapy water. That's a little less than normal Dixie. Putting it in some hot soapy water with baking soda for 15 minutes and squeezing the handle repeatedly. Then you rinse it off, rinse it out. Then you soak it in just some clean hot water for, about the same time. Squeeze the handle. Then you take it out of the water and squeeze the handle to get the water out of it. Come on, Dixie. Come on. You let it dry for several hours. They said overnight, but since you milk, approximately 12 hours apart, overnight doesn't really matter. Then you go to use it, and it's supposed to be fine. And so far, I mean, it's worked. Well, you guys don't need water. Maybe Dad filled it up last night, huh? Normally I would give food at that point, but I'll give him food after I'm done with Amy Lou. Get your hoof back in there, man. What are you doing? Good night. Hold on, Amy Lou. She gets more food as she gives me more milk. It takes me longer, and I don't like getting kicked. Come on. Good girl, Amy Lou. Dixie's kicked me in the face a couple times, and I gotta tell you, the language coming out of my mouth was not pretty. However, the language coming out of my mouth at any given moment usually isn't. So again, I just clean her off. She's a little shorter, so it presents some unique challenges. And we've got to put some weight on this girl. So trying to figure that out. Takes about, for her, 25, 30 pulls of the handle to get the right amount of suction in this bottle. Dixie, it's, around 20. I'm not sure why the difference, it just is. And I will squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until I can't squeeze anymore. And I try to let gravity do its job until I get impatient, and then I squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Let's just say I do a lot of squeezing because I'm highly impatient pretty well all the time. It's not a good quality. If somebody had asked me in a job interview, what are your least, the qualities that you don't like about yourself, because I can't come up with the word that I was looking for, it would be that I'm fairly impatient. Okay, well, I don't see anything else, but chances are we'll have to come back to that one. Now you're going to end up with a side view because I have to lay on my side to get the other teat. Like I said, unique challenges. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have a bag of baby wipes that I put upside down on the deck box. That's to cushion my elbow. Because I gotta tell you, elbow on deck box, not comfortable. Now because the microphone on this is so bad, I was gonna say you can hear the milk, but you really can't. So this side produces really well for, you know, for as uncomfortable as it makes me. I suppose it should. So I just pull on the teat a little bit to make sure I've got her as empty as possible. And then what I try to do, which she didn't let me, was use my thumb on the hand that I'm holding the leg with to break the suction. But sometimes she's a bit of a turd and does it for me. I'm just checking back on this side because she is largely uneven most of the time. And I'm not sure. Oh, she's actually very even. So then I'll just wipe her back off. Look at the kids over there. They're eating their leaves. That's so cute. I hope they don't use those leaves and branches to jump the fence. Dixie, she's the master at jumping a fence. See, that's about normal for the milk we get. We get that twice a day. So, you know, pretty blessed we get enough milk for us. And to make cheese, and I run the milk through the cream separator, so that gives us skim milk, but it doesn't taste like skim milk from the store. There's still quite a bit of substance to it. And then I have heavy cream to make butter. I have not tried to make butter yet. That is a job for later today. Now I tell myself every time, don't forget the milk, because frequently I forget the milk and sometimes I still forget the milk. Are you done, Mama? Okay, there you go. Get back. So let me see. Look at that. I saved a cup of food. And actually I saved another cup because I waited to feed these guys until now. Wait a minute, Dixie. You're so aggressive. Alright. Look at Amy Lou. She went straight to the leaves. Good girl, Amy Lou. Oh, they're going to town at Atterbury. I didn't think it was time for annual training, but things have changed since I was involved. And no, I was not in the military. Former military wife. Okay, it just hit my head. That's the second time. And the same video. And that seems about right, because normally these are the times I hit my head. It's the goat house and the duck house. See, I hit my head again 3 times. That's par for the course for me. Par for the course. Sometimes I hit my head in the chicken coop. Most times the duck house. Goat house. Goat house would be the number 1 of the times that I hit my head. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So my head right there is always very tender. No, I'm not wearing a helmet. I refuse. I pick up my mess along the way. Another job I need to do is come back here and pick up my jugs. I think I'm done with those for the season. I have plenty more. We were running low on water However, we got rain, and look at that. I need to clean the stuffing off of there. Had some cabbage that's quite stunted. But, you know, I've got 4 good ones. I'll take it. It looks like there were 3 planted in a row right there. So I think I will probably separate those. See if I can't get a few more. Alright, that is it for the morning routine at Smellyfoot Farm. I hope you have enjoyed your tours. I would appreciate it if you enjoy the videos, if you would subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. We're also on Facebook at Smellyfoot Farms. I would say we're always sharing new content, but it seems to be more of the same content. It's just progress of the same content. Like, you know, 2 months ago we didn't have gardens, so that's new. But there are some changes, and you know, you never know what you're going to get on this channel. So stay tuned. I appreciate you watching, and everybody have a terrific, hopefully not smelly day.